Hey, what's up guys, Bajheera here, bringing you some 3v3 arena as WLS. I get to play with my buddies Hotted and Exhaleez for these, and we had a lot of fun playing this comp, and I definitely wanted to share some arena commentary for you guys on some of these games. So what we're going to be doing starting off is going to be fighting against a Warrior, Holy Paladin, Fire Mage. So their dot pressure will be present. It won't be as intense as ours, but one of the things they can do is they can burst a little bit harder than we can, especially in a deep freeze. Once this mage lines up his Pyroblast procs, gets you in a deep freeze, you will need to respond or you're gonna die. Simple as that. But what we're gonna try to do is control the warrior during his cooldowns and really make sure that the mage can't get enough casts off to really set up the kind of burst that this team is gonna require. So I'm gonna hop over to the pillar. I'm gonna get a fear on both the Holy Paladin and the Fire Mage, but I'm pretty sure my Warlock's dots break my Warrior Fear instantly, so that's something to look out for. If you do want to try to get fears on somebody, either make sure they don't have dots or just use that fear as an interrupt, as I did there. So just hope for the best. I'm actually having to hit the Warrior a whole lot because they're pushing into our team quite a bit. The early pressure from the Warrior cooldowns kind of set us on our back foot a little bit. So it's our job to sort of peel for now, try to get back up on our feet, really apply lots of dot pressure, and spread the love in terms of my warrior damage. One of the things I like to do as WLS, it will make your games a little bit longer because you're not just training somebody, but really don't be afraid to switch very, very often. The Warlock is going to be doing a lot of the control and is going to be applying the spread damage that's just going to be constantly ticking away at the enemy team, while your job as the warrior is to make people's health bars spike. If somebody's got full dots, you want to switch to him in a charge stun, shockwave him if you got it, and really apply that burst damage that's going to scare the healer, make the healer have to respond to the damage, and then if you can, if the healer gets things under control or if a DPS pops cooldowns, which the warrior does in this case, he's going to intervene away, pop shield wall at low health, and run back to the paladin to get healed up. Now the mage is going to get in peel mode here, and they're all going to pull back, which is going to let me run in, pummel the paladin's holy light, and continue pressure on the mage. The warrior really hasn't gotten healed up since our initial burst, so the paladin is going to bubble with both of his DPS sitting around 30 to 40% health here. And our job right now is to continue our pressure. I'm going to hop over the tomb, interrupt the holy light and the fireball with my disrupting shout, and get back on the mage here. So the warrior's still ticking away, the mage is having to pull very, very far back. Now is a great time to see if you can get a little bit of damage up on the healer. Really keep that pressure on the healer to try to manage the health bars of 3 low teammates, including his own. Every second he's not healing someone on his team, they're taking damage. So you make the healers make tough decisions on who to heal, how to use their cooldowns, and who they think we're actually going to be dealing the most damage to. I love spread pressure comps like this one because there's just so much you can do as a warrior. Every CC counts so much, every swap counts so much, and it's really rewarding to play. The games can end up taking a little bit longer because you do have to apply such AoE spread pressure, but when you get a nice little setup like this and you see an entire team hovering around 50% and everyone's a kill target, it's a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do here is the paladin is in a full fear, so I'm going to hop back, charge the warrior, get him in a shockwave stun, finish him off, and call that a game. So really, really enjoyable game against these guys. Their pressure in the beginning kind of set us on our back foot. Nothing we couldn't really handle with a little bit of defensive play, a little bit of peels from my warlock, and once we got back up on our feet, we were able to start exerting the pressure on them, reclaim the tomb for our own, and push them back into their starting area with their entire team rotting and running out of cooldowns fast. So it was a really fun game and a good one, I'd say. So this next game is going to be up against Resto Druid, Shadow Priest, Elemental Shaman. And you're going to see me do something this game that seems kind of weird, and I might not have needed to do it against this particular team, but as soon as that Shaman pops Ascendance, I am popping defensives and running the hell away, because a Shaman with Ascendance up can take you from about 60% to dead instantly. It is not pleasant, so do not be shy with your cooldowns, with your defensive play when you see that Ascendance come out, because it is not a joke, and I found that out the hard way a couple times. Not against this particular team, but yeah, I've gotten rocked by Ascendance a couple times, and I respect it very, very much. So gotta watch out for that. Regardless, what I'm going to do against these guys is I am going to try to charge in, get a triple shockwave on them early on, and start my damage on the Shadow Priest. So here, we do see Ascendance come out, and you'll see I'm popping everything and running away. Like, I don't take very much damage because we did run away, and my Shaman was in perfect position to heal me, but I was not interested in getting blown up right in the beginning. So I may be out a couple defensive cooldowns in this game that I might have like rather had not used if I didn't need to, but it's all good. I am going to run in and get another triple shockwave on these guys, so far I'm 2 for 2 on triple shockwaves. Out of that shockwave, I am going to pop cooldowns on the shaman. I know his ascendance isn't up. I know I can get in there and really do a lot of disruption, really deal a lot of damage to these guys, so that's what I'm going to do as much as I can. The Druid's going to pop tree form. What I want to do here is try to synergize my CC with the Warlocks. And one example of this is stunning the Shaman while my Warlock fears, so the Shaman cannot drop a Tremor Totem, which just allows that fear to stick for extra couple seconds and let those dots tick for extra couple seconds. And what you're seeing me do is whenever I run into their team, they're all casters, but I'm thunderclapping them to try to keep AoE spread pressure up as much as possible on their entire team, just really contributing to that that general dot and rot strategy. Even though I am more of the burst in this comp, it's fine to keep your bleeds rolling, and that's something that I really like to do as a warrior now, because deep wounds does hit pretty hard. So I think when you're pushing up on a team, especially as like a dot cleave, one of the things you want to do is try to keep that that deep wounds rolling on their team. So I'm gonna shockwave this Druid Cyclone. I keep getting knocked around by this Shaman, but it's okay. Hang in there. Try not to get too frustrated by the knockbacks. Our general strategy in this is really, we're not really hitting anything other than the Shaman right here, because he can't really get away as much. He can't quite tank as much as a Shadow Priest. So if we can try to keep him in trouble the entire game, that's what we'll do. I am going to swap to the Shadow Priest here a second because he doesn't get life swap. I want to see if we can get his dispersed, because the Druid's going to have to focus on healing him, which is going to put him in position to get focus charged and focus feared. I'm going to get knocked back, still managed to interrupt the healing surge. So we've got really good pressure rolling at this point. We haven't really ever touched the Resto Druid, but we've got plenty of CC for him. As long as I can catch the team in triple stuns like that one, we're in good shape. So I'm keeping up my damage on this Elemental Shaman. Really don't want to let him start free casting. Work on getting his procs together. Work on getting his damage out on us. So we're going to try to keep them all bunched up back here, where we can get all the fears, all the damage we want. We do get knocked off. I'm going to charge back up here. Missed my shockwave, unfortunately. Really makes me sad. So I was doing pretty good on my shockwave percentage there, but did have a slow up on this guy. Went for it, missed it. It's all good. I think we're gonna be just fine. Seeing as how the Shaman is in the middle of nowhere, just with me and my Warlock, while the Druid and the Shadow Priest are in the middle of the map, trying to do some sort of CC on my Shaman, which isn't really working out for him too well. So we're gonna get knocked back here. Not the biggest deal, just because their team's kind of scattered as well. So the game's kind of getting weird here. But I guess it's still in our favor. I'm going to get Disorienting Roared into a Cyclone, so I'm going to sit this. They're really not doing anything too scary to our team. Their Shaman's still sitting low. I don't really want to offensively Trinket because I don't need to. I can charge his Healing Surge, get a big triple Shockwave on their team, pop my DPS Trinket, and execute this guy before his heal can go off.
Get shit on.
So all in all, that game went pretty well. That wasn't as scary as some of the sort of elemental spell cleaves that we've fought so far, but definitely wanted to give you guys a good idea of how scary elemental shamans were and how much respect you need to give their ascendants. We actually ended up getting the pressure lead against those guys, which worked, I mean, of course worked in our favor. We were able to really be in their face, really prevent them from getting the setup that they need in order to deal the most effective burst damage they need to deal, but it's all good. All right, this next comp is going to be PhD, which is really scary. You'll see how much damage these guys deal to us, and I'm pretty surprised at how it went, actually. But they're gonna start off pretty hard on me. I get hit a lot this game, but I also get a triple shockwave there. So with all the pets and Siphines and all this stuff, you should probably have a 20-second shockwave the whole match as long as you line it up right. Regardless, Hotted is gonna eat a trap there, and so things are gonna get kind of scary. I'm just getting knocked around the map, trying to deal damage, but at the same time, like, trying to keep an eye on this hunter, really making sure that Hotted doesn't get CC'd too bad. But all the while they're hitting me so hard, my Warlock's able to get dots up. And with Demon Soul dots, we're going to do a lot of damage to this team. I'm going to stun the Priest, pop cooldowns on him. That is going to get a Pain Sup out of him. So I'm going to turn on the Hunter, who has already deterred once. Get good damage up on him. But meanwhile, this DK is tearing me up. So I popped Record so recently that I couldn't really wall until things got really ugly. And I'm asking Hotted if he wants to link, and he doesn't need to. So we're all stacked up on this trap. Exhaleez gets that one. I'm LOSing a little bit. These guys are starting to, instead of be so far up in our business, they're kind of realizing they need to maybe treat us with a little bit more respect and pull back a little bit. Now the DK is going to pop Remorseless Winter, just get right in the middle of everything and try to stun Hotted out of the Asphyxiate stun. But Hotted's able to avoid that stun, and I'm going to kite this DK back behind the pillar for two reasons. One, I want to LOS that Hunter. Two, I want to try to make the DK LOS his healer. So once again, I'm going to get a nice triple stun here, keep my damage up on the hunter. Now, our team is low pretty much across the board, but so is theirs. So I'm gonna keep hitting this hunter here, try to force him into maybe a little bit more defensive playstyle, see if I can have him drop some traps on me. But Exhaleez's pet eats the trap for me, so I'm able to continue damage and get a kill on that hunter. But Hotted is not out of the woods yet, so I'm gonna stun the DK, finish him off, and take a big sigh of relief because that game was intense. There's just so much damage coming up from both sides, and it was really scary to play, but I'm glad we were able to get the win. Excellent job by Exhaleez on doing all the damage for our team while I just tanked. That's how it felt, at least. But anyway, the last game for this particular video is going to be a sort of a rematch against the team we fought in the first match of the video, except this time the mage is Frost, which presents a little bit of difficulties in that the burst damage is going to be much higher. The damage over time isn't going to be quite as heavy because, you know, fire is going to be dotting the whole team and relying on procs, whereas Frost is just going to be setting things up and really trying to blow somebody up. And you can see the damage in the beginning on my Warlock. He's popping all his defensives. Hotted's healing like a boss, but really not picking him up too far past 50%, at least not in the beginning. So I'm going to catch that Paladin in a fear. It's probably going to break the Warlock dots, but hey man, thought that counts, right? And after that fear, I'm immediately going to start hitting this mage. We survived our opening cooldowns, so now it's time for us to apply some pressure here. Everybody's sort of starting to tick away already. The two DPS we're watching their health bars fluctuate a little bit, but I'm getting peeled a little bit too much, and I still have to continue to peel this warrior. They're able to set up on us so often and so ferociously that I really have to spend a lot of time peeling, at least in the beginning of the game. So one of the things I'm going to do is, now that I know the warrior doesn't have a trinket, so I'm going to try to peel with damage a little bit here. I'm really not liking the way the early part of this game is going, so I'm going to counter pressure here. That's one of the things that I feel like is really important. Sometimes you can find yourself, when other teams are being really offensive on you, you sort of run out of, like, you know, defensive things you can do. You can charge people off of your teammates, you can shockwave them off, you can disarm them, maybe you can fear them, and after that you really don't have a whole lot to offer, and that's not really true. One of the biggest things you can do for your team is counter pressure. I mean, I wouldn't just randomly pop cooldowns for no reason, but I guess that's what I had to do in this situation, and it did sort of give us a little bit of breathing room. The warrior did have to stop hitting my Warlock, and he actually got bopped as well, so had to turn things around one way or another. So if you have to change the tide of the game by popping your offensive cooldowns, that's just what you have to do, and you'll see, it actually ended up working out okay for us. So the Paladin has lost a fairly substantial amount of his mana in order to heal through the damage we were dealing. He got a lot of it back just then, but it was at the cost of his teammates' health bars. So I'm going to reflect the polymorph and immediately start throwing at the mage so that the polymorph doesn't stick. I don't really want him to get fully healed by that polymorph because that's kind of just free healing. That I want the Paladin to have to heal rather than just the mages sitting in a polymorph. So I'm going to catch the Paladin in full fear, just kind of waddled over to him out of position, caught him in a full fear, try to deal some damage to the mage here, pummel his Frostbolt, keep the damage rolling on him, but I do see that I'm taking a bit of damage, so I want to pull back here, pop my Die by the Sword, sort of parry this warrior a little bit. But if the warrior can't hit me, like, I kind of want to bug him. Like, he can't hit me, so I might as well get a chance to hit him, which forces him to pop his Die by the Sword, which is a pretty nice little exchange. Because in our case, I think that we've actually recovered from the damage here, and I think we're a little bit ahead as long as we continue to deal the damage we need to deal. Swap often enough to keep the Paladin on his toes, keep the Paladin going I think we're going to be just fine. We're going to reflect another polymorph there, and the mage actually got freedom during that time, so that's one freedom that got sort of wasted into a polymorph, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to keep the damage up on the warrior now, focus charge the Paladin. I want to see if I can switch to the Paladin. If we can force a bubble, that's great, but even just getting him in a shockwave and dealing damage to him is going to make him have to heal pretty hard and let his teammates tick to death. But they actually turned around on us. The warrior's going to pop cooldowns along with the mage, and my health bar is going to spike fast. So I'm able to pop cooldowns defensively and survive, intervene back to Hotted, and get topped off with a Spirit Link, but their cooldowns are going to make the game a little bit scary for a while, but they don't really push too far into us, which is alright, because they want their Paladin to drink because we're dealing so much damage, it's really hard to heal through it for the Paladin. So one of the things that I want to do now is they had a chance to deal damage to us with the cooldowns, but they didn't want to push into us because their Paladin was Zoom. So when they pulled back, I ran forward. You really want to keep the pressure up on these guys. You do not want to let them recover from all the awesome damage you've been setting up on them all game. You don't want to let them get any mana back. You don't want to let them get any health back. You want to push them in a spot that they don't like, get their backs against the wall, and punish them for even trying to drink against you. So right now, you're going to see the warrior's low, the mage is coming out of an ice block, the Paladin Still struggling for mana a little bit, especially considering his warrior has no shield wall. So just hit what you can. For me, it's going to be the warrior right now. Really don't want to let the mage just kite me around, but I pummel his frostbolt, so I'm going to heroic leap on top of him. Try to see what sort of damage I can deal to him. Make the paladin freak out about trying to heal through warrior cooldowns. He's going to get away from me, so I'm probably just going to go right back to the warrior with my charge stun. Catch him and the paladin in a shockwave, and there's really not much they can do about it at this point. Going to kill that warrior and call it a good game. The mage did try to peel really hard with his polymorph spam, but luckily a lot of our damage comes from the warlock, and those dots are going to tick whether I'm polyed or not. So really enjoyable game. Really fun comp to play at WLS. I don't know if it's absolutely the best comp you can play as a warrior. Man, if you got a warlock friend, you got a shaman friend, give it a try, because it is a lot of fun. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun doing these kind of videos for you guys, these commentaries, and hope you guys enjoy them too. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!